colorful chair. All right. Hey, girl.
Hey, Tasha, what's up?
Oh, not too much. Not too much. Just trying to get this tea together. Trying to get this
Mm,
tea together. This,
that tea. What we talking about? Speaking of tea.
I don't know. Let's see what the tea talking about. The tea said, okay, so it seemed to be love is what the tea want to say something about. It says, one of them say, get love, give love. I mean, give love, get love. And the other one, it says, the purpose of life is to know yourself and love yourself and trust yourself and be yourself.
Mm.
Mm. Sound like the tea got the tea tonight. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, and that's you know what? Do people really know they self? Are they
Or
free to
trust
they?
themselves.
Do they love themselves?
Yeah. And that's crazy though. It's like I'm just sitting up here thinking like every one of these little things. Know yourself, love yourself, trust yourself, and be yourself. Like, and I'm like, dang, have I had moments that I didn't love myself, that I didn't know myself? Let me think of when I didn't, if I had times where I didn't trust myself. You know what I'm saying? And was I really being myself? You know
I
what I'm
think you
saying?
always have been yourself.
I can't say that though.
You
You know
don't
what I'm
think
saying? Like the self that I, like, I don't know, I guess like where I am now, the woman that I am now, I've evolved from the woman that I was. And I thought the woman that I was at one point was who I was or who I am, but I'm not at all who I thought I was. We're going to
so?
be. If that makes it, that sounds kind of stupid. That sounds like a bunch of just a bunch of rambling. But I mean, it makes sense to me. You know what
Okay,
I'm saying? It makes sense to me.
and I think for me, and I know you, so I can honestly say I feel like you've always known yourself. You've always been yourself. Like you never fake. And
No.
maybe that's why when you say that I'm laughing, I'm like, I think you know I think you know who you are. And you've been true
Girl,
to yourself. Now we may not always trust it ourselves.
I could trust me now.
Mm.
But probably like around the time that we met, I don't think I really trusted you that much. Because like I had lost me and I was trying to find me. So I was like all kinds of I was all over the place back then, you know. I mean, I think I knew what I should be. I think I knew who I was supposed to be, but I didn't know how to get there. And I didn't trust me to, stay on course. You know.
I can get that. We were in our 30s, and I honestly think we had the idea of where we should be or where we were supposed to be going. It was just getting there.
Ooh, child, the
And
kid.
yeah, and even getting here at 42, going on 43, I still got a ways to go. I ain't fully there. I'm halfway to my destination of where I would like to be.
Mhm.
But I feel like in terms of knowing myself and trusting myself, I can honestly say like I'm there. Now back in my 20s and 30s, no. Now if you would have asked me then, I would have thought I had it all together.
Mm.
Now, looking back, no, I didn't. And I can honestly say that. I didn't have it. I didn't. I thought I did. It looked all together.
Hmm.
The package was pretty.
Child.
It was very pretty. It was presented very well. But deep down, I didn't have it all together. But it wasn't from not trying. It's just I think I needed to evolve in life.
Yeah.
So I think maybe for the time that we were in, because I feel like the way I don't feel like we were reckless or anything like that. I just feel like we just needed to grow.
Yeah. Yeah. I did some growing. I can say I did some growing. But I mean, like, I never seen you, like, the entire time that I've known you, I've never seen you in a place where I felt like, okay, feet ain't on the ground right now. She kind of all over the place. Or, you know, I've never seen anything that made me feel like you didn't have it together. So that's the thing, right? It's like how we can appear to be,
Mm.
we can appear to be one thing. We can appear to have it all together, but we're really a mess. And I can say, like, nah, like, especially like after I hit 30, no, like 31, 30, 31. Like, I had a phase of like temporary insanity.
I think I have that every day.
I had one of like, I had like a moment of temporary insanity or something. I turned into a raging lunatic for a season. And I was functional, but full of dysfunction. And that's one thing that, you know, I guess if if my 40-year-old self could have a conversation with my 20-year-old self, my 30-year-old self, my late 20-year-old self, if I could talk to me at 27, um, yeah, I would have so much to tell me. I would have so much to say. And I just wonder, like, if, like, what would that conversation change about the path that 27-year-old me went on to in her 30s that led to this present. Some of the things that I'm doing right now, like my education, I had opportunities, in my 20s and 30s, but like my mindset was way off. You know, I was not of the mindset that I could do anything. I'm saying I was of the mindset that, okay, all I can do is work. I can work. Not to, I can, okay, I can work and I can, you know, do what I got to do to make it. And then even that sometimes was like, well, I guess I can, maybe barely. I don't know if I can or not. I didn't really have, I didn't have much faith in myself. You know, I was just not very encouraging to myself. But like now I'm in a place of like, nah, girl, get up from here. You nah, get it together, you off. You need to, you know what I'm saying? I can pep talk me out of a slump. You know what I'm saying? I can pray my way out of a slump or whatever I need to do, um, and get it together and shift gears. But like I was in a place where I was like stuck for a while with some stuff I was facing back then. And it was like, oh my God, I done got stuck and I don't know how to get out. I don't know how to move from here. And then it's like, okay, well, I'm not stuck, but I'm so afraid I'll get stuck again. So since I'm already stuck, let me just stay in this familiar place. You know what I'm saying? And it's okay, dysfunction is familiar at this point. So I can trust dysfunction. I can trust that dysfunction is going to be dysfunctional. I can rely on that. But if I don't really know what to expect, then I feel I feel safe as long as I can know what to expect. You know, and sometimes I wonder, are there other young women, other if there's young men out there that's in that same place and they don't really know how to move past. They've had so much dysfunction in their life, they don't know how to function without it. You know?
Hmm. And it's funny because you said that you I presented myself as having it all together, like I never was out of order. And that's why I said you can present yourself in a wonderful package. It looks great on the outside, but on the inside, I will call my situation organized chaos.
Oh,
Organized is something that I can honestly say that I lived with and I function well with organized chaos in my life because I can make things look well, but on the inside, you don't always it's not all what it's cracked up to be. But on the outside, you get this calm demeanor, this calm voice that I have. On
mhm.
the inside, I'm freaking out. I'm running like marathon circles around my brain, doing all these things. And he was like, well, you just look so calm. Like nothing bothers you. Nothing's man, let me lay this out here. Let me get to this fan and this like taking papers. And if you were at your desk and just doing this, that's what's going on the inside. Just inside at that time because we get used to in life making things look good,
Right.
present ourselves a certain way because we were taught that. You know, regardless of whatever situation you got going on in your life, you need to always present yourself a certain way. And from my 20s to my 30s, it took me probably till I got to my 40s to just honestly say, screw this. I ain't biting my tongue no more. Because and it's not to be disrespectful, but you're trying to keep it all together, not cause interruptions in nobody else's life, your life, anything. And sometimes you got to put yourself first in order to take care of everybody around you and make your situation better. And I honestly got tired of living in organized chaos. I did. I still do. And I don't function well in it because it's a situation. We went to Houston, went to the Galleria Mall, me and my best friend for her birthday and her cousin. We lost the car. And it's so funny. We noted where we came in the mall. We went back to the exact location, walked out, couldn't find the car. We was walking around looking. And I remember my friend, she just like, you could see visible, like, frustration. Me, I'm just walking around looking like I'm looking right now. But on the inside, I had 4 heart attacks, 12 seizures, and all of that going on. And I'm still just like, she was like, but you were so calm. A lot of, yeah, but I can't show that because somebody got to be calm in the situation I'm thinking. But when I found that car, I was so excited, but I just got on in. Just because I've never situation where I've lost my way, so to speak. If like, because at that point we lost our means of transportation. That's how we got to Houston. That's how we got to the mall. we have no way of moving from there. And I say that in life, we lose our way. We lose our car. We don't know which way to go. We don't know what to do. And I felt like in my life, in my 20s and 30s, I had lost my way. And I had to finally realize we had to keep hitting that panic button.
Mm.
We found the car. So now I be hitting that panic button in my life. Oh, nope. I gotta shut everything down. I gotta get everything in my life in order because I can't deal in organized chaos. If there's so much going on, I can't deal with it anymore. And I don't know if I can or I won't.
Yeah. Now
So,
that's the thing. And it's like once you break a cycle that is so peace disrupting, it's hard to return back to it. It's like once you get a taste of peace,
mm,
like peace, especially not like peace as in, oh, the house is quiet right now. No, peace as in your mind can rest, that peace of mind, the noise that's on the inside. What about the kids? What about this? What about that? What about this bill? What about that? Oh my God, I'm not making enough money. What about this? What about that? I need to be investing in something. I need to be making my money make money. I need to be doing this. I need to be doing that. What about the people that need something? What about
yeah.
I need to lose weight. I'm not healthy enough. Oh my God, I need to gain weight. I'm too skinny. What am I gonna do with my hair? All this stuff. You know what I'm saying? And it's like once you get a taste of not really having to answer to that nonstop, once you come to the realization in your mind that, oh, wait a minute, wait, I don't have to live like this. And you get that, it doesn't matter who it is, it doesn't matter what it costs. You don't want to risk going back to that place of disruption anymore. You know what I'm saying? Like, I can think of like I have some relationships in my life right now. You know what I'm saying? And it's like we could have been friends for like, you know, since we was kids. But like I can't entertain that friendship because like it disrupt my peace. You know what I'm saying? And even how I deal with my family. And it's not that, oh well, I'm distant. Because some people I am distant from. No lie, and I'm intentionally distant sometimes. And that to me is okay because I lived in toxic relationships for long enough that I've learned that it does not matter what it is, what the source of the toxicity is. I can't let it corrupt me. I can't allow the toxicity to take hold of me. I can't surrender to a toxic situation. And so no, because it's gonna cost too much, you know? And then it's like I got people depending on me, like we got 7 kids. You know what I'm saying? And it's not just about my little family. You know what I'm saying? It's not about the 9 of us. It's about like, okay, I'm here for every person that's in this earth. They're not here just, okay, well, have your family, live your life. No, that living your life is to impact the lives of others, to make as much impact as you can while you're here. And it's like if something toxic have drained the very essence of you, what do you have to offer to the world that you're supposed to be impacting? You don't have nothing because you can't find that you can't find that inner peace. You can't find it. It's like it's non-existent. And then all you have to offer is the dysfunction. You're gonna keep a continuous cycle of dysfunction when you can perpetuate a totally different situation when you operate from peace. And sometimes when you're shifting in your life and you like, hey, listen, I know, you've been there all my life, you know me forever. But this thing that we do, how we do it, it don't work no more. You know what I'm saying? And my thing is, I'm not gonna compromise my peace to accommodate your mess. And it's like now, and sometimes people have a problem adjusting to that. It's like, well, no, we're growing somewhere. We're not staying in the same cycles. You know what I'm saying? And that's the thing that, that's the transition that I can see took place in my life, transitioning from 20s to 40s. You know what I'm saying? Getting to that place of, no. I'm finna treat dysfunction like I would treat a snake. That thing head got to come off. It got to die, and it's got to get thrown somewhere up out of here.
Yeah.
No. And so, I don't know. So it's hard to get people to, no, let's move along here.
Yeah.
And especially when they have a certain expectation or they've developed a certain mindset about you. And it's like they're so familiar because they're so up close and personal with you. Their level of familiarity with you gets in the way of them seeing you as anything other than what you've always been.
And just to go with that, what I don't allow anymore, or I try not to allow, but most of the time I just don't allow it. I just won't deal in it. People tend to want to drop off their mess, like like their bad moods, their problems, and they drop it off at your doorstep. And you could be just as giddy, just living your best life. That you wake up, nothing to stop that day, and they call, oh, such and such, and this happened, and then now you feeling all that bad energy, that negativity, that all of that. They fine now. They done dropped all
Because
that
they
off.
have dumped like you a
And,
landfill.
yeah, and because I call it transferring emotions. And people, I don't know if they realize you can do that, because I've been in the best of moods, and then you just all of a sudden you get all this mess, and it's all on you. And then they like, well, all right, I'm gonna talk to you later. Like,
Right? And now you heavy. And they all light as a feather. They came on the phone throwing a pity party. About to die. Now they light as a feather. And you like, oh, woe is me. And you ain't
yeah,
got no problem.
and hold on, you wonder, why do I feel
What
like
is
this? Weight
wrong?
of the
Like, what
world.
happened? Yes.
And honestly, I have told people, hey, you keep that over there where you at. I understand you going through it, but when it's like everybody has times when they need to vent and they got stuff they
Right.
going through, you're gonna be there as a friend. But when it's like every single time that I am talking to you, and that's what you bringing it, and then I'm over here. I was in a good mood doing me, and then now I'm over here with a frown on my face, wonder why I feel like I want to cry and go, and I'm on the edge, and then they get out, and then it's like they go on and you don't hear from them for days because
Until they need to dump again.
yeah, and
Till
it's
they
like
full of mess again. Yes.
no, no, please take that mess and go on. And I told people, if I feel like you got that toxic energy, you can't come to my house. You ain't gonna bring that
There's
up in
nothing
here.
wrong with that. Nothing
This
wrong
is
with
the
that.
only, at the end of the day, I can go out in this world and fight and deal with all types of drama. But when I come home, this is the only place of peace that I have. I'm not letting that up in here. Because once it's in here, you can't get that out of here. You gotta have somebody come in here, pray it out. You gotta come in here. You dang near gotta drop a bomb off in here, get all that mess out of here. I ain't got enough
I'm trying to
space.
tell you.
You hearing? You hear? I only know a few. I only know one or two. I know one. Somebody has to be married to one on the other side over there. But ain't nobody got time to be riding across town to be coming to pray because you keep
But if
letting.
we need to, you already know.
Yeah, but I should only need that once. Because if you keep letting that foolishness up in your house, you need to deal with it. Because I'm
I'm trying
sorry.
to tell you. And once it's gone, baby, don't let it come back because it don't come back with just that same drama. It be more.
Yeah, you
More.
bringing friends.
You
You
know what I'm
bringing
saying?
drama with friends.
Yes. Girl, listen, don't listen. Now this just real talk. You about to give me the preaching in a minute now. I'm about to speak a word on this thing.
Girl,
Listen.
you don't preach. I'm gonna be tag me in, coach. And I'm getting back into scriptures, but I might can get us halfway there. You might have to take us on in. I can get us the third day. Get us on home, girl. No, but I, you know, I know sometimes I think people think I just walk around in this la la land, like I just feel like I'm just so happy. You know how hard that is to, even when I want to be negative, I have to talk myself out of it because I don't want to be sad. Have you ever, like, it's a bad, now some bad situations.
Yes. And I am always amazed at how I'm always amazed at your resolve. You know, it's like now I know you've had some difficult situations. I know firsthand that you have had some unimaginable difficulties, some things that, like we talked about earlier this week, like I can't imagine, some things we were talking, some things we were talking about. I'm like, I can't imagine, and even my illustration of, okay, if I had to imagine something to relate this situation to, the, how horrible was my imagination? You know what I'm saying?
It
And it's like, I can, and I'm like, okay, so if I'm imagining if I were in a situation like this, how I would feel, it's no way. I don't think, just no, my emotions would, baby, I would be like, oh, no, I would just turn into the weeping woman. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't see how I would be able to maintain any emotional stability. But my thing is, even some of the things I've gone through myself, how, and I guess for me, it's just the grace of God and the strength that God gives me, you know what I'm saying, that have helped me to keep a level head through some things. We have very different stories, you know, very different life stories, but at the same time, we've experienced some great hardships. And it's like, some of the stuff that I done went through.
yeah.
I've been an open book. And it's like, nah, like I went through a really rough patch, you know, between my divorce and this marriage. And since this marriage, it's like, what in the world is going on career wise,
Yeah.
all kinds of stuff. But we have been able to maintain, you know, I don't know, we've been able to have that. I guess, I don't know. Would you say, is it a mask?
Do we hide behind? Is it? Or is it true strength?
I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna say it has to be true strength. There's two things that I can probably say. Because I think when I spoke with Chad yesterday, I said, "Well, dang, I know that the Lord don't put more on you than you can bear." And I'm like, "Well, I already got one horse on my back. And you trying to put another horse on it?" I was like, "God dang, okay." But I think that we're just strong. And then another thing is, I think that we have enough compassion and enough care that we think, even though our situations may be bad, we can look at someone else's and say it could be a whole lot worse. I'm actually
Right.
in a good situation, even though I got bad stuff going on in my life, but it could be a whole heck of a lot. I won't say a hell of a lot. I just gonna say it. A hell of a lot worse. I mean, it is. I'm just gonna be honest because
Well,
I'm sorry. I mean, I try to be as transparent as I can because the other day I saw no, because me and a friend of mine were riding to the store, and I got your fan for you too. So we were riding to the store.
woo, thank
Saw
you.
you're welcome. And so we saw this lady on the side. She was sitting down. Didn't think nothing about it. Here we see many homeless people. Ain't nothing new. But I looked down and I saw she had a baby
Mm.
in her stomach. She homeless. I don't know her situation. Ain't for me to know and ain't for me to judge. And I said, you know, we don't know how good we got it. We see, you know, we had probably had some conversations earlier that day talking about, life, our situation, what we going through, but we can go home. Where's she going?
Her and her baby. Where they going?
Where are they? She got a whole
Mm.
life. And I said, we don't know how good we got it. We just kind of just got a little silent because we had to sit back and think, yeah, our situation, we may not be ideal, but it ain't that. Somebody always has it worse. So I have to be still thankful for what I have, even though my situations ain't always good. I may not always, I have to push through because if I can say, oh, it can't get no worse. Okay,
Huh.
okay, let me show you something.
Okay.
So, you know, and just to say that, so maybe that's why we can be optimistic in our bad times because we know that even though it's not the ideal situation, and people may look down, turn their nose, and feel, "Ooh, I don't see how you can do it." Well, it could be worse. So I'm gonna take this L that I got, this lot. I'm gonna try to do the best that I can with. So, and it's okay because a lot of people want to try to downplay or sweep what you have under the rug or whatever. I'll talk about my situation, and as we move on with this, I will one day have a full conversation because I don't have anything to be ashamed of. I don't have any reason to hide anything, but I just need to be able to get through that conversation, and I'm not there yet. So, but when I do, you'll understand. People will understand. They'll remember this. If they watch this, they'll understand. But I will have that conversation. So whenever you think you have it bad or you having a bad day, somebody got it worse. And even with me telling my story, it's bad, but still, it ain't as bad as it could be.
Right. Oh, honey, because it could be much worse. Much worse. Um, yeah. But um, one thing that I have learned about taking an L, since you brought that up, is that it only stays an L if you let it.
True.
You know what I'm saying? If you take an L and you learn something, and then you teach what you learn, that's not an L no more. It's not an L no more. You know what I'm saying? Because you win because somebody else got it. And when they get it, they're going to sow it too. They're going to teach it somewhere else. You understand what I'm saying? And then they may get it, they may not. And even if they don't, they're going to take their L and they're going to remember that person told me something. And if I would have just maneuvered a little different and took heed to that, maybe things would have been different. So they're going to tell as many people as they come across on their life's journey. And it's all coming back from one source, that L you took. You know what I'm saying? So that's how that's how I deal with those moments in life where I feel like, I failed. Oh man, this situation, this circumstances, it defeated me. Oh man, I didn't do so well or whatever. That's how I deal with that. And I try to take whatever I can. I try to let every moment be a teaching moment. You know what I'm saying? Because if it can teach me something, then I can teach somebody else. I try to play the student to my adversity, to my, you know what I'm saying? I try to study it. What happened? How did I get here? How did I do this? How did that make sense? And then try to see what's the lesson. Where's the wisdom in it? If I can find the wisdom, it's not an L anymore.
No.
It started out as an L. But if I find some wisdom, oh, honey, that L gonna turn into plenty of wins. You know what I'm saying?
Take a L, turn it into a teachable moment.
Yeah.
Okay.
But, that works for me. It may not work for the next man. It may not work for the next person. It may not work for the next parent. It may not work for everybody. But it worked for me. You know what I'm saying? Because my thing is some things that some of the stops that I made so far on this journey, I learned, don't go that way no more. Don't you dare. You know what I'm saying? So, I don't know. But yeah.
I think that, because we've had conversations and discussed some of the things from the 10 years that we've known each other. So I think back on those conversations when we met, and we had some conversations.
Girl,
And
out there in that parking lot.
yes, we had some
Standing
conversations.
in front of that parking booth thing.
Yeah.
Yes, we did.
And they were great conversations. I take nothing away from any of those, but
Girl, smoke break conversations.
yeah, great conversations. But the conversations that we have had in these past few years, I'd rather have those. And it's not saying that nothing was wrong with those ones, because I can think back to some. I've had some chuckles and
Yes,
some good.
Lord. Yes, honey.
I can see our growth. I can see how far we done came. I done seen like, wow. I
Yeah.
can't believe I was that wow. Like I was just, and not wow in a bad way, just like, oh, I'm so glad I grew up.
Right. You know what I'm saying? Because like we was just like, oh well. Oh God. Oh well. everything. Oh well. But it's like we've learned to, take, it's not that we didn't take life seriously, but still it was like, you know what? Enough is enough. I ain't taking no more. And oh well.
Yeah.
That's a part of that. I guess it's a part of the process, like breaking free from the dysfunction. It's just like a bird in an egg, like they can't fly if they don't start pecking at at the egg. They don't start pecking at that shell and then start moving around and break free out of that thing. If they just like, I don't care if this shell get broke, I'm coming up out of here,
Yeah.
And so the process, hey, it's not it's not an easy one, it's not a pretty one, but there's beauty after that. That's where strength comes from after that. You gain some endurance in that part of the process. And so it's good. May not, when you look back at it, it's like, oh my God, I'm good now.
Okay. So, but I think that knowing myself now, I think if we wouldn't have had those times that we had to grow, we wouldn't be where we are now.
Right.
And I don't regret any of those situations, any of that time, any of that, but it actually made me see who I am, where I am in my life, and where I need to go. And I think at the age that I am now, I have grown children, I have a grandchild. I'm glad that I've grown because I wouldn't want to be where I was and have grown children so they can be looking at me like, oh, wait a minute. What? Oh, and
Right.
and sometimes you look at people and you like, they got some growing to do.
Mm-hmm.
And and it's not judging. I ain't gonna say that I'm judged, but you just see it. They just ain't got to that place. They hadn't got to the place of where we were tired, and we knew that we needed to make some changes. And sometimes changes are for the better for you. For you, may not be the better for the people that you are around, and that's
Right.
why if you think back to our 30s and think about all the people that we had. Some of them they done fell off because they wasn't growing in the same direction. And I think whenever they say people have seasons, they come in your life for a season and for a reason. The season over, the reason over. It ain't nothing wrong. I mean, hey, I'm gonna be honest. I appreciate it,
Right.
but your time is up in my life, and it's for a reason. And and I always throw it up. Peace. And I mean that. I wish you well in your life journey, but we cannot, you won't be a part of mine and I won't be a part of yours.
Right.
And there's nothing wrong with that. And sometimes, it's hard. You don't want to let people go and you don't want to feel like, dang, I started out with 10 friends. Now I ain't got but 2. And
Yeah.
you start to feel like it's something wrong with me. In some situations, you can look at, well, sometimes it may be you. And maybe you don't need to be around people because you may not be it may not just be them not bringing
You
positive
might be
change.
the toxicity in the
Yeah.
friendship.
And that's where a lot of people, they don't want to take that accountability. If one thing that I can say I know about you and some of my other friends, they take accountability. They'll know when they were the issue. And if you sometimes I've been the issue probably. So I can remove myself.
Mm-hmm. With no shame
Yeah.
and no guilt. Just bye.
Yeah.
Bye.
See you when I see you. And
No. And if I don't, that's okay.
yeah, you just remove yourself.
Yeah.
And people be like, well, have you ever thought that maybe you the problem? I have. That's why I ain't there no more.
Yes, I have. That's why I'm determined not to be anymore.
Yeah. I've had that conversation before where yeah, I'm probably the problem. So let me fix it. I'm gonna fix it for the both of us. Since you're not strong enough to let me go, I'm gonna fire myself.
Right?
Ooh. Wait a minute. You gonna fire yourself? Yeah, I will. I'm gone. Now what you looking
My
at?
spouse.
Uh, Get your eyes on the prize over and not that prize.
No, he passed by here. He paused. So I'm like, well, shoot, what you looking at? I'm looking at you looking. What you looking at? I was just,
Ain't nothing
observing.
wrong.
Just
Ain't nothing
observing.
wrong with it. No, but yeah, I have removed myself from situations, and I hope that when I did, that it helped them.
Yeah. And like, that's a hard thing too, because especially like if you in like a romantic relationship and you know that person is like dependent on you, um, or like especially if it's like a codependency, a relationship that's based on a codependency, not a cohesive, you know, not a cohesive relationship that's building, but a codependent relationship that, okay, well, your dysfunction is relying on my dysfunction to remain dysfunctional, and it's just feeding off of each other and making a bigger mess. That, um, those seem to be like the hardest relationships to walk away from sometimes. You know, I can look back over my life and think about like, okay, how many times have I had to make the decision to be the bad guy? And then the aftermath of making the decision to be the bad guy, but really in choosing to be the bad guy, I'm really just trying to be the good guy. You know what I'm saying? Like, even when like my first marriage, I was like, okay, nah, this can't stay like this because like this not gonna end well. This only got a couple of ways it can go from here. If it doesn't, like, if this relationship doesn't end, like, hey, if one of us does not put an end to it, then one of us is going to end it in a way that's tragic, and that won't be good. And so that was a hard decision because, like, first of all, you're dealing with a family, you're dealing with children. I was pregnant and had a baby, a toddler. And it's like, dang, where do you go from here? Nobody wants to see a marriage. I don't even want to call it fail because to me, it's not a failure because we all made it through. We still here to tell the story. Not, oh, well, at least one person was here to tell the story. No, 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 no. We all here to tell the story. Now, regardless of how different our versions of the story may be, we're all still here to tell the story. And so it's like I had to deal with a lot of resistance from people that made me feel it's like it's like being condemned for trying to do what's right.
you know, and it really hurt, it really sucked, and it made it difficult. But at the end of the day, I knew no, because no, some things I had to care enough to not want the children to see the worst side of us.
Yeah.
Now, we may have made some mistakes since divorcing, where, hey, some stuff that wasn't cool may have happened, but I can't say that any of that stuff would be worse than what they could have experienced had I not made the difficult decision. Had I not, just sucked it up and just said, hey, I'm gonna love all of us enough to say no more. No more of this dysfunction. No more of this codependency. No more. Because it's not healthy. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, even in my right now marriage, my covenant marriage, I'm gonna say my covenant marriage, because it's not just for right now, it is what it is. But I have watched my husband make some difficult decisions that, I've watched him make decisions under the eye of scrutiny. I've watched him make decisions for the greater good, even when it didn't feel good. I've watched him bear some things that's like somebody else would be like, nah, ain't no way. But his intention has always been for the greater good, not for what's gonna feel good. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, how do you deal with the backlash that often comes with trying to make the best decision possible so that overall, there'll be more positive impact than negative? How do you deal with that? How do you deal with it? Because I'm asking you that because, like, even with some things that you're dealing with now, it's like I'm watching you move strategically. Well, I don't want to do this, and then, this situation, or I don't want to, be this way or have this conversation, and it's not for the best interest of the majority or, everybody involved, It's not for, I watch you make decisions strategically. And it's like, well, no, I can't do this because if I do this, then I can't, that means it's not going to be well.
So you asking me?
Yeah. How do you do that? How? Because you, like I said, it's like your resolve in every situation is like so great. The strength that you exhibit, you always say like, oh, well, on the inside I'm having about 3-4 heart attacks or whatever else, but it's like, how? And then it's like, regardless of whatever you're dealing with, you're still able to give that, like you're able to still pour out that strength. You don't pour out your anxieties, you pour out the strength. You know what I'm saying? Even in the middle of the adversity or the, the things that would bring about anxiety or frustration, you just give out the strength and the wisdom and the peace. How do you do that?
Well, I'll, I'll tell you this. You know, I talk slow. And I tell people, and a lot of people laugh. It's like, oh, you talk so slow, whatever. And that was always the joke. I said, I talk slow because my mind is moving fast. So I can only, one thing can only move fast, and that's going to be my mind. I'm going to talk slow. And so I think I have to do a lot of thinking. And sometimes I don't always have it. And I'll say this, I have to sometimes go pray. And I tell people I got to pray whatever I get up with in that morning time. That's what I'm going with. And when I was younger, I didn't do that. I would sit here and honestly worry myself to death because I think about, well, if I do this, what is this person gonna think? If I do this, what this person gonna think? And as I grew, I stopped caring about what people thought and cared more about how it was going to affect me in my life. Because regardless if everything that somebody gonna say something regardless. So even if I feel like I took the whole peanut gallery and got their whole little advice, and I took a little bit from somebody, someone was still gonna have an issue. So eventually I just started to say, I'm gonna trust in whatever I get after I pray about it, I'm gonna do that. Now, do I always do that? Because I've had this conversation. No, because I like control. Even though people think I just go, because most times I'm like, it's whatever. But I do like control over my life. I like, and what I've learned, I can't control everything. I got to give something up. And that's the hardest thing that I've had to deal with is giving up control, because in some situations I've been in the past couple of years, I've had no control. And I think I needed to see that. What are you going to do when you don't have an option? You don't have the control no more. Baby, when you ain't got no control, none, Tasha, none. I was like, whoa, I ain't never been in this. Yeah, I ain't never been in this situation before. I don't know what to do. And this is guys, honest truth. I literally was like, I had out loud conversations to myself. Yeah, it sounds crazy, but I had out loud conversations to myself saying, I don't even know what to do. What am I going to do? Because I have no control. And that's when you have to go to your faith. And a lot of people, they may not have that Christian background, and a lot of people don't think I have it now. Like I say, I can't quote no Bible scriptures. I don't know none. But maybe I might get one now. But I've had that background to know that that's the only way I'm gonna get through a lot of this stuff is by praying and learning. And I learned, gonna be honest, I'm gonna tell you this. Late last year, the first part of this year, I gotta just let go and once I pray. I can't be trying to help. I'm not the Lord's co-captain. I ain't his sidekick. We ain't walking together like what's up? We gonna do? We ain't hanging out. He running this. But in my mind, no, I'm being dead serious. In my mind, I thought me and Jesus was homies. Like I was just kicking it with him, and I'd be like, okay, Jesus, I'm gonna tell you what I got going on, and I'm gonna let you do your part. But I know you busy. I'm gonna help you a little bit. Yes,
now.
Let me just show you how much I don't need your help. I'm gonna strip all of your power. Now what you gonna do? With Jesus? I don't know. Because that's exactly how I had to feel. And that's how you feel. You don't know because you so used to being able to control every single aspect of your life until you can't anymore. What do? So now I don't have no control, but I still got to be strong because I can't drop down because everybody waiting because they, you feel like people looking at you. She gonna break eventually, but you can't because you got so many people. And I'm not saying wanting to see you fail because I'm not gonna say they looking for that. Some people just looking to see, watching your strength, and it's helping them get through their adversities. They going through stuff, and maybe your strength is gonna help them pull through. And so at the end of the day, if I fall down and they see I ain't got it all together, they may think they can't pull through their situation. And that's where when you say those L's that we thought we was taking, just gonna help somebody, I can tie that in. It does help because whenever I want to quit or I want to break down, I can't fail. I still got to be strong because guess what? I got people's eyes on me and they depending on me to get through my situation and keep it together because I'm helping them keep theirs together. And we don't even know we doing this.
You don't. You really
You
don't.
don't.
You
Because
really don't.
you depended on me and watching my result, and I'm calling you, asking you for help. Go figure. I'm thinking to myself, like, I need you. I need this person. I need that person to call, talk me down off the ledge. They looking, and I didn't know they looking to me to.
Like, girl, what that?
So, maybe that's 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 the only thing that I have that I can tell you, and it ain't much. You ain't gonna get. I can't give you no good speech, but I can tell you what I'm gonna do and what for me. And you just have to sometime understand that we can control only so much, and some stuff is out of our control. But it's the way we handle. I just don't give up
No.
because I don't think giving up is an option when we put in certain situations. Because some people are destined or meant to be strong people. And I tell my son that I was like, sometimes you strong and you have all these things going on because everybody ain't gonna be strong enough to carry that burden, but you are. You don't understand it. You may not want to. You want to shrug your shoulders like you normally do, like whatever. No, this
Right.
you. You got this because I can look at 2 or 3 of your friends and no, they wouldn't make it as far as you done made. So you're the strong one, and people don't realize that. So, and I feel like all my friends are strong. I do. And I can look to all of y'all and want to know how y'all keep it together. And never knowing that I guess we all looking to each other for that strength. I guess that's how we go.
Yeah. Yes. And then, for me, hey, Lord, help me, Jesus. Help me, Lord. Lord, I need you today, God. Right now, today, Father, not tomorrow. Right? You know what I'm saying? All kinds of stuff. And that's like my only, I don't know, that's the only thing I can say where my strength come from. My wisdom come from. Because I'm like, Lord, now how? Listen, God. Now, I just did the most foolish mess. What was the purpose in it, Lord? Why did you allow me to be that stupid? Why did you allow me to make that stupid of a decision, Lord? Because it had to be some purpose in it. What was it? And so some lessons I learned, literally just like that.
Yeah.
That's how I find the wisdom sometimes. That's been how I found the wisdom many times. But, I don't know. It's amazing how you can just sit back and reflect and you can see
you can see purpose manifesting all around you on your journey, and that's good.
Yeah.
It's really good. That's really, really good. Girl.
Did we cover?
Yeah, I guess we covered all we need to cover tonight. We've been talking almost an hour and a half.
Yes.
Yes.
We don't want to tire our listeners out, but we have good stuff.
Good talk. Good talk.
Yeah, we do. And I think whenever we do have these conversations, when you sit around with your friends, because we did a conversation last Friday, that I would love to have some of those people on and do that same conversation with a different group, or even do a different one, because all these, with all these different people and their different walks of life, and it's good to hear their perspectives. And I think that a lot of people that we have around us, they can add some insight and maybe help people.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Sounds good. Sounds good.
All right. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we're gonna sign off for the night. We got to go to bed.
For sure. All right, well, we'll see y'all next time. Same channel.